Okay, so the good thing with this now, you've got a full swing on the right hand side was your pitching wedge about 110, 120, and that was full setup, full swing, and there's your left arm there. That's kind of your full swing with the pitching wedge, okay? So anything less than that, so that would be about your 90, that would be about your 70, and so on and so forth. We shorten that swing as you go back. This on the right hand side was your 50 or 60. See your arm and you're going, that was a smaller setup for a smaller shot, as we said. The one thing you want to make sure is when you're playing these shots, your sternum and your weight get left side. If you sort of hang back a little bit and that head just dropping a little bit right and then sort of moving back this way just a little bit, your strike point will get a little bit behind the ball. At this point here now, ideally, you'd want your sort of buttons on your jersey there to be a bit more on top of the ball, if not left of it. Okay, anything behind the ball is going to encourage you hitting the ground a little bit early. And then the next one, of course, you try and miss the ground, you catch the ball mid-ball and you whiz it like a rocket across the green. Now when the swing's shorter, okay, if this is going 50 yards there with that swing, okay, if you catch the middle of the golf ball, no matter what loft you've got, the ball will always react the same way. It's a 5 iron, a 7 iron, a 9 iron or a lob wedge, okay? So if your swing length is here, hitting mid-golf ball, it will go 20 yards further. If your swing is up there, hitting mid-ball, it's going to go another 40 yards further, okay? If your swing was up here somewhere, for example, it would go a long way further, okay? It'd be just a complete knife across the back of the green. So the shorter the swing that you require to play the shot, the bigger your margin error is going to be. Because if you miss-hit it, it's not the destruction in terms of how far off the shot's going to be. With the shorter swing, isn't going to be as far as with that swing. So by having a sort of control of the pitching wedge, or sand iron, or other things you want to use, or gap wedge even, make it a lot easier. So 55 yards, I try to stay away from lob wedges unless you have to require to get the ball really up quickly.
Yeah.
Maybe behind the trees on the 11th to go over the tree and go over on that way, or the flag's cut behind a bunk and you want to try and land it softly, or whatever it may be, a real high steep bank potentially, okay? But for the most part, your pitching wedge will have sufficient enough loft for probably about 90% of shots from 50 yards, and then sand iron would probably do the next 9%, and that 1% shot the lob wedge is required. It's only really needed 1% of the time. Okay, people tend to sort of grab to it and so on. It can be a little bit risky. Okay, when you pull it off, it's a great shot. You love it. It goes up, it looks awesome, Mickelson sort of style. You get it wrong, and oh god, why did I bother? But the shots you save by using that one shot and pulling off a great shot is one shot, and the shots you cost when you get it wrong, multiple shots.
Yeah.
So you use it 5 times in a round. One's good, and you save 1 shot. The 4 bad are going to cost you 2 shots. That's 7 shots you've lost.
Yeah.
So you don't need to use it necessarily all the time. Look at the situation you've got. But in terms of that swing length, you now are just judging that again because the back swing length is being a bit shorter. If you swing, that's your 110. That's kind of your 90. That's kind of your 70, 60. There's your 50ish there. You see. So the gap between, and that's why sometimes you get some shots that didn't feel any different, because physically you're not going to feel that much. The gap's going to be quite small between different lengths of swings. This is why I think in terms of practice, challenge yourself so you know what that feeling is. What's my 50 yard swing? What's my 70 yard swing? What's my 8? What's my difference? And then play to those yardages where you feel the most comfortable shot. Just based on that there for 10 minutes, you seem comfortable with 40 yards with a wedge than you did with 50 yards. And that could be just a complete blip tonight, but over sort of a month, 2, 3, whatever months of the winter time practicing that, you'll start feeling what length swing feels best for you and what shot feels best for you. Okay, mate? Good stuff. Right. Okay.